So hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to this edition of Soccer Hub Talks. My name is Ricardo Balbeira. I'm the CEO and founder of Soccer Hub. As many already of you know, Soccer Hub is an online education platform for soccer coaches, soccer analysts, soccer scouts, and now also for soccer businessmen. So you can find many courses about these subjects in our platform. So as usual, I would like to ask you to please click on the like button if everything is okay with the audio and the video. And also please introduce some information about yourselves on the chat box so we can have an idea what kind of audience is watching us at this moment. Please introduce the information about your job and also the country that you are based in. So today we have from the pitch to the office, we are here with João Tomás and also Nuno Milheiro. And don't forget that this is a live event, so we'll be able to ask questions on the chat box. So please introduce them on the chat box that we will select some, okay? We'll be back in a few seconds. Hello guys, hello João, hello Nuno. See you in a few minutes, okay? Bye-bye.
Thank you, Ricardo.
Ciao.
Hello, João. Hello, everyone, and welcome for being here for another edition of Soccer Hub Talks. And thanks for being with us. And as Ricardo mentioned, please feel free to ask your questions on the chat box. And today we have a very special guest. Of course, all the guests are special, but in this case, for me, it's even more. And then the reason is I believe João was not expecting this, but a few years ago, I was approaching. I saw João on the shopping mall, and I was approaching him to ask him some advice on about being a scout. That was what I was looking for, and João was very kind. I'm not sure if you remember, João, but you've been so kind and you've been there sharing ideas, and it was very important for me. So thank you for that. And so guys, also ask your questions. You have the same opportunity today, not in a shopping mall, but here, of course. So, João, the dynamic is usually I do like a brief profile of the guests as a players when they were former players, as I'm a scout. And please tell me if you don't agree with it. So, João Tomás profile as a player, he was a goal scorer, like everybody knows, but also a team player, a very high work rate. Brilliant in the aerial game and in terms of positioning. A very clever striker, always in the right place at the right time, making him one of the most, if not the most, and you can confirm, efficient Portuguese goal scorer at the Portuguese league in modern football, scoring almost 200 goals during his career. What is impressive. In resume, you were a nightmare for any central defender. So I believe that this defines you briefly as a player. Do you agree, first of all, João?
Hi, Nuno. Thank you for this invitation. It's really a big pleasure for me to be here, speaking about football and speak with people that know that sometimes it's very important to share the opinion and share the knowledge. I think you learn much more when you share.
True.
Yeah. This information is very kind. Of course, since long time that I didn't hear about my curriculum, so it is a great pleasure. Thank you.
No, thank you, because I was privileged to follow all your career, and for me it was a privilege also to know you and to be here, to have you here sharing the things. And a few years earlier, when I approached you, I never thought it was possible to be here talking to you. So thank you again. Okay. So a bit more information. João played in some of the most important clubs in Portugal, such as Benfica, Vitória Guimarães, Rio Ave, Braga, Académica de Coimbra, Boa Vista, and also for the Portuguese national team. Also had experiences playing abroad in countries such as Spain, where he represented Betis. also played in Qatar, United Arab Emirates, and also in Angola, where you finished your career. Also to mention an interesting fact that for the ones that don't remember or don't know, because we reach many countries in the world and maybe many people don't know, João was part of the lot of players managed by José Mourinho when José Mourinho had his first experience as a head coach back in 2001. And I would say that you were one of the most important players on that brief experience, because it was very brief, because you scored twice against the biggest Benfica rivals, Sporting Lisbon, on a 3-0 victory that for sure all the football supporters remember the 2 goals that you came from the bench and you scored 2 goals. So let's start. João, welcome again. Thanks for accepting the invitation. So we are all here. We all been waiting to learn from you. So let's start, because people are here to listen to you and not me. So today's subject is from the pitch to the office. This leads me to the first question. When did you start to prepare yourself for the next step? Was it before the end of your player's career or already after?
Well, I think I started to prepare my end of the career before I start my career.
Okay.
Because it was a special care for me when you decide to be a soccer player. When you are young, every time you have the dream to be a professional player, but as you know, sometimes it's not possible. So I can tell you that I went to the university before I went to the professional football as a player, and then I think this decision was very important in my career, because you know that when you start your career, the most important thing that you must have clear in your mind is that your career will be finished one day. Okay.
Yes.
And when you finish, let me explain you. Nobody is prepared to finish the career. Okay.
Yeah.
Every player that you can invite it here to speak about this theme will tell you that the end is the most difficult thing in a football player. But this is the most clear thing that you have in your career. One day it will be the end. So, okay, it was very difficult when you take the decision that, okay, my career is finished. I need to think in other things. Of course, that I think I have this situation clear in my mind. Probably 2, 3, 4 years before I finish, but this is a situation, or this is the point that when you finish, you always think that can be far from the present.
Yeah.
Okay. So sometimes you have the chance to finish when you decide. Sometimes you have to finish because you have a injury or a serious injury. Sometimes you finish because your body say that's the end. It's not possible to keep going. But in my situation, I really prepared the end of my career. As you know, I went to Rio Ave when I was 34.
Yeah.
Normally, 34, the
Finish.
contract you have,
Yeah,
the contract you have is your end of the career. But I went to Rio Ave when I was 34, and then I really make a good job in Rio Ave, and I think I help the club to grow, and this point of view is very important because, as you know, you need to prove every day that you deserve to be there, and after the 30, even more. Okay. So the last I think the last year when I decided to go went to Angola, I had clear in my mind or in my head that these 2 years will be my last 2 years. Unfortunately, it was only 1 year, and after 1 year, I came back to Portugal, and I decided to finish and go back to my 20s and come back to the university.
Yeah. So thanks for sharing it, and you touched a very very interesting point. Because for the ones that don't remember or are not aware, you joined Rio Ave when you were 34, and you were scoring goals like if you were 20. So you kept scoring goals, and I believe if it was in these days, you could have a career like Ronaldo till 39 or 40, like scoring goals. But the times were a bit different, and sometimes people were seeing someone with 34 years old already old to play, what is not true, because we know sometimes when the body allows, you can keep playing on a high level, and you are the proof. And even me being a scout, sometimes the clubs look only for young players, but also older players, even after 30, gives you different kind of guarantees. And especially you, like I said, I followed all your career. You always gave guarantee of goals in the clubs, of hard work, and I can tell you that I got many messages from supporters of clubs that you've been playing for, and it's unanimous that all of them say good things about you. What is not easy when you represent clubs, especially rivals, and you've been playing for some rivals, and but they all have a good image of you, and that's very important. So thank you for sharing that. Was the role that you wanted to embrace outside the pitch very clear already, or did you consider to become so basically, did you decide to go straight away to the office? You knew that you wanted some work in the office, or did you consider, for example, to become a coach?
No, it was a big confusion in my mind because when I finished my career, I take the decision to go back to the university. In this time, I can tell you that this decision was one of the most important decision in my life. It was not easy. It was not easy. When I went to the university, I was almost 39, and it's easy to imagine the situation that being in the lessons with boys and girls with 18 and 20. And it was not easy. I can tell you that it was a great honor to be there with my colleagues, with my teachers, teachers that helped me a lot. And that decision was that it was important because gave me the knowledge and gave me also the one important tools to being in my work, in my days, because first I try to be a coach in Sporting Braga, as you know.
Yeah.
We take the responsibility to create a methodology of strikers training.
Okay.
During 2 years and I think 2 years and a half. Yeah, 2 years and a half. I think 2 years and a half. I was in Braga, in Sporting Braga, sharing my knowledge and sharing my situation that you live in all your career, and share this situation with players with 14, with 17, with 19, and also with the professional team. It was very important for me. And okay, this was a situation that take 2 years and a half of my life, and then I get an invitation to being a sports director of Famalicão. And it was not easy to take the decision to say goodbye for one of my biggest dreams, to that be in the pitch every day, be with the balls, be with the players. And okay, now I'm in front of a laptop, taking care about a lot of things, and not being in the pitch. This was a difficult situation, but I think it was the correct decision, because I really like what I do actually, and I think I can help more doing what I'm doing now than stay on the pitch. But sometimes, you remember the smell of the grass, the movement of the balls, and it is difficult also.
Yeah, I can imagine. Thank you for sharing. But it's also important to have a more wide vision and perspective of all the parts. So you've been a player, you've been also a coach, and that also helped you for sure. Now that you are a general manager and you've been a sports director, you also been a coach, like you said. So you have a wider perspective, what allows you to be more complete for sure. So. Can you share with us when you decided to go back to university after you finished your career? What did you went to study? Did you go to study to be a sports director or something else?
No, when I went to the university, I chose the sports course, normal.
Okay.
Being a physical professor, physical education professor.
Okay.
But my first degree in the university was about sports, and then I take my master.
Yeah.
And of course, in the first year that you need to do the first year, and you have different disciplines.
Yeah.
And then I finished the first year, and when you sit and you think about what about your thesis, so you need to choose a good theme.
Yeah.
And then when I sit, it was a very curious situation. Sometimes you have clear in your mind that okay, I will do my thesis about this theme, and then I take a coffee break with one of my teacher, in the university, and I said, "Okay, teacher, look, I want to share. I want to show you about my decision. Look, this is my term. I take the book. Look, I write like this, and then in 2 minutes, coffee break, like 5 minutes, he told me, João, no, I don't like this term."
Okay.
And I asked my professor, but professor, why? This is a great term. And he said, yeah, it's a great term, but you need 10 years to finish your thesis.
Okay.
And I said, and I asked, oh, 10 years, why is that? Look, you need to take data from here, data from here, data from here, data from here. This is a master thesis. It's not the PhD thesis. So you need to take care. You need to simplify the situation. And in 5 minutes, he gave me a new term. He told me, look. He wrote me in a book. He said, look, like this. And in 1 minute, I told him, yeah, this is great. This is a great, this is a great decision. I'm really decided to do this now because this is very easy to do it, and I can execute. It's difficult sometimes. People think in a lot of things, but then how can I do it?
Yeah, exactly.
How can I do it? And with decision, I make a very good thesis. I take my result was 19 in 20, so it was a great honor to make my thesis. It was a very special time that I spent in the university, and the most important thing is that okay, I take 5 years of my life to study. It's different when you take 5 years of your life when you are in the 20s.
Yeah.
When you go in the normal age to the university at 18.
Yeah.
Okay, I take 5 years from 18 to 23, but it's not easy when you take 5 years from 38 or 39 to 44 or 43 or 43.
Even our brain absorbs the things in a different way, so we don't absorb so quickly because we have much more information because we are older. It's normal, so the focus is different. So well done. That's great, and that also explains how important is the education in these days, to develop like a good work inside football, because many people think that sometimes it's only the experience inside the pitch is necessary, but of course it's always necessary to go and to study and like you started to say in the beginning of the conversation, to have this knowledge share is also important, to, like you were also saying with your teacher, that you've been in that coffee break, it changed many things. So it's important also to learn with other people and to be open for it and study it. You are much better prepared for that. So can you tell us a bit more about your current role as a GM, as a general manager for Trofense? What you do exactly for the club?
Well, it's a different. I think it's a little bit different from when I was a sporting director.
Okay.
I think it's a different. You have a different approach in the different ways that you need to work. Okay, as a support director in Famalicão, I worked with my departments, and and with my human sources. But now in this job, I have a different point of view. I think I am more prepared also. Of course, you need to understand a little bit of everything. Okay. Account, the rules, the administration. You need to take. You need to do. You need to know a little bit of coach.
Coaching, laws, everything that is involved. You need to know.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
and of course I have my different person. As you know, Trofense is not a big team, so we are only 6 or 7 people behind the coaches and the players. And but what I can tell you is that these 5, 6 or 7 people that work behind the players and the coach and that nobody see are very important in the development of the club, and very important in the development of the organization. My master thesis was 85-90% of that was about organization and planification, and how that situations are important in the results, in the final results. As you know, when you see a football game, you will not watch what happened in the week. You will see, or you want to know what is the result, if the team play good or play bad. And I have clear in my mind that it's important, have good players, have a good coaches, have a good pitch, have a good other things. Okay.
The staff and the conditions.
But behind this must be people that work every day to help and I think that people help more that can you imagine the players.
For sure. So you also try to plan the things ahead and to be ahead in time, also preparing the things to be closer to success, in a short and medium term, medium term also. And because it's important, and although it's only 7 people involved, like you said, 6, 7 people, it's important that all of you guys are working for the same goal, and that's the most important thing. Because we can see sometimes clubs, they have more staff members, but they are not all in with the same goal in mind. So it's important also. I believe that you need also to manage all that part, and to make sure that all the staff is happy also, all the players, the coaches. So basically, and prepare also the near future, and prepare all the. This is my opinion. If I'm wrong, just please tell me. This is more.
No, you are right. Yeah, you are right.
Yeah, this is more a conversation than an interview. And so basically, you need to make sure. So you are the brain inside, that you need to be communicating with everybody, to making sure that everything works inside the club, and you give the best conditions for success. So is that the role that you have at the moment? Yeah, as a GM, as a general manager. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
As you know, most of the time I try to explain to my partners. In the end, they are my partners. Okay, we work together every day, so we collaborate. Everyone in his department, but okay, we work together, so it's easy to being close and to share opinion and share thoughts and share sometimes doubts, as you know. And I think the most important is when the people know exactly what they are doing, what they need to do, and what my partner in other department can help me, or I can help him.
Okay.
To go in the same direction, the same way, and to the same goal, to a common goal. If you read my thesis, there is one question that I make to my 5 interviews, and everybody almost the five told me that this is a very sensitive point. You work as a team, and you need to know that my partner work is important to my work, and also in the different way. My work is important to my partner's work. So
if you allow me, so everything is linked. So basically, you believe that that is important, each one to have very well defined his role inside the club. But do you also think it's important to give responsibility, although it's yourself to take the final decisions? Do you like to give also responsibility to the staff members of the different departments? Because from my point of view, what I see is, like, usually in some, especially in smaller clubs, in football is not like in the industries. If you work for a big company, a successful company usually have the departments very well structured, and they give responsibility for each one, give freedom also to take decisions,
and
course.
authority also.
You need to take decisions, like I said. You are responsible for your decisions. In football, sometimes it doesn't happen. You see that one person, or the president, or whoever, usually likes to be in control of every single department. So do you believe more in a way that you build the departments and each one is responsible for his own work? Of course, they need to report to you, or do you try to be yourself, to have to take all the decisions?
I think you can imagine what kind of answer I will give you.
Yeah, of course.
Of course, we create the departments.
Yeah.
And you put inside the department the best human source. I think the greatest thing in one organization is the human source.
Yeah.
As you know, if you read about this the organizations and the clubs, then the society, the different in different works, everybody talks about the departments and the people that they put in the departments. No matter it's not important if it is a big department, or the biggest department, or the smallest department. You need to put people inside, and then the people are the most precious thing that you have. Okay. And when you create your department, of course you need to give them responsibility, authority. You need to give them decision power, and you need, okay, until a level. Okay, you give that power, you give that responsibility, you give them that authority. Okay, and then they know exactly until which point they can go. And okay, you take care about all the departments. You know what happens every day, but you don't know exactly until the detail that okay, it happened this, it happened that. No, this is not possible. I think when you fail, or it's important when you fail that you give them the confidence. Okay, one fail is very it's normal.
Yeah.
But then you need to give them the comfort that okay, I will fail one day. The same can happen, or the same happens with me. I will fail one day. I already failed sometimes. Important is that you can you know that you can fail, but okay, I cannot do the same fail 2 times.
Yeah.
Okay, but as I told you, the departments are very important. The people that you put in that departments are even more important, because you will give them the possibility to take decision, to take responsibility, and then of course in the end you get the goals, the day goals, or the week goals, or the month goals, and you know that the people are happy.
So I'll say that in doing like a parallelism with the pitch when you were a player. So basically, it's pretty much the same, no? So if you have good people assisting you, you will score more goals. So if you have the best ones surrounding you, you will be closer to have success. So it's the same when you are in the club structure. But do you think, because like I said, I know you reasonably, and I know your career, and you never been like a player that you like too much to show off, or to be always like coming to get all the credits for you. You always been like a team player. Do you think it's also important, because in football there the egos are, we know how the egos are, and in many structures, we are talking about outside the pitch, sometimes it's also, it happens that the ego is a big ego, and people like to be themselves, to when the results are good, to be the first ones to come to look good in the picture. Do you think it's also like a good aspect for you, that you see the thing as a team, and you want to have the best ones around you, like I said, because sometimes the impression I have is that when it's a company, if you talk about the company outside football, usually there is the human resources department that hires the best people to work for the company. That's obvious. But sometimes in football we don't see that. We see that some people that are in some positions, sometimes they are a bit afraid to have competent people, to have good people around them, because they want to be the only ones to shine. Do you think that that your posture, the way you are, that also helps that the things can work well? If it makes sense, my question.
No. If you read about human resources, in the present, you will see that companies are fighting for them.
True.
Okay. So 2 years ago, when I make the interviews about my master, one man, one director, I can't say the name.
Okay.
He told me about that, and it was it was. I can tell you that it was a surprise for me, because when you are in the football environment, you just see only coaches and players, right?
Yeah.
You buy a coach, you buy a player, you sell a player, you change coaches. It's normal. I think in the last years you hear about buy a sports director
Yeah.
and buy a general manager, for example. Take from other club or from a company financial manager. So okay, we are talking about the individuality, but this individuality for sure will create a great team or a great teamwork or great departments, and then you will see the results growing.
Yeah, I'm sure about it, because like football clubs are companies in these days, but
Yeah.
they look for the profit, of course. It's exactly as a company, but is it still behind, because people sometimes mix the things, because it's sport and it's not, but it's an industry. Football is an industry, so the things, if it's proven that the big companies have results working in that way, with structured departments, with the best human resources, and hiring the best ones to work with them, it means that if they have results, for sure, if football does the same, we'll also be closer to have the results. So in terms of you already answered to me that I was gonna ask you the main, but if you can tell me what are the key aspects and the skills that you believe that are crucial for a general manager and a sports director to have, like just a few things that you believe that are important, some kind of characteristics and skills that you believe that are important.
You need to trust.
Okay.
Yeah, you need to trust in your guys. You need to trust in your departments. You need to trust the people that surround you. So it's easy to understand.
Yeah.
I think one of the biggest point that can I show you, it is that you get the knowledge,
Yeah.
you share. When I went, that's the reason I told you that university was one of my biggest steps in my career, in my life also.
Yeah.
Why is that? Because in that 5 years I take exactly that sometimes you think that, oh yeah, I hear about that. Some guys, the doctor told me about this, my physical coach told me about that, and the sensation, I can tell you the sensation I had when I went to the university. It was in the first days. I thought, okay, this will be easy. I hear about that. The coach, the doctor, they told me that. They told me that. And then when you arrive to the classes and you hear the teachers give you that information, I thought, I really know, but okay, I know, but in the small percentage.
Yeah.
And that's why I tell you that in the key aspects, I will put you, yeah, 2-3 things: trust, the knowledge, and of course the leadership. Yeah,
Okay.
you need to be a leader. You need to be a leader. Yeah. Be a leader is be a leader. In my point of view, it is not synonymous that you be a guy screaming all the day, and
Yeah,
this is not the way I think that you can do or can be a great leadership.
for sure. Thank you for that. For sure, those three things are very important. And what are the main challenges, in your opinion, that you face on a day-to-day work? So, when you go to the club every day, I believe, or pretty much every day, because it's something that is not from Monday to Friday 9 till 5. So it's
7 post 7.
yeah, exactly. So, what are the main challenges that you face every day? Are the players? So you deal with players, you deal with the medical staff, you deal with the president, you deal. What are the main challenges, or only one that you think that sometimes it's harder to take?
When you I think in a bigger club, for sure, you will get bigger problems,
Yeah,
more situation, but sometimes cannot be like this, because you have between the departments people that can manage this situation for you, and then to you will arrive the bigger of the biggest problems. So in my situation, okay, I take care about the players. I have people that work, of course not the coaches. The technical department are are in another way. So I have one guy that can make the bridge between me and the players and all the stuff.
yeah,
So he have the responsibility. He have the as I told you before. He have the responsibility. He have the authority, and of course he can take the decision. Of course, great big decision or different kind of decision he will tell me, and sometimes okay we'll take the decision together, or I will take the decision by my own. But I really, because of this pandemic, I really don't much close to the players.
yeah. It's not.
I, I of course I try every day to watch the training sessions. Of course I watch the games, but I only get closer to the coaches or the players if has to be. If it's emergency or urgent situation or something like that.
Okay.
Otherwise, I will not take closer from them. I have one guy that can make every day the small things that happen during the training sessions or preparing the other training sessions.
Yeah, sure. So I'll just say that maybe the hardest challenge for you is to have your phone 24 hours on. That because you need to be pretty much prepared 24 hours, and when you were a player, it wasn't like that, So now we need to be available pretty much 24 hours. It's also it's not also easy to coordinate that with your family, and with your personal life. So do you think that it might be the hardest challenge? Maybe sometimes you get a call in the middle of the night, or it can happen, or not?
No.
No.
No,
Okay.
no. My phone is a problem. Sometimes is the solution, of course.
Okay.
But I tried to tell to my people that from 12 p.m. to 7,
Okay.
it's to rest. Okay.
That's important.
Most of the times after 12, I will not take care about my phone, but because I get used to my guys that you need to rest, you need to sleep, and but the day start earlier.
Yeah.
My day start very early, so every day 7 o'clock. After
Yeah.
7 you can. After 7 o'clock you can call me. Before after 12, don't call
No.
me.
Yeah. That's also a good balance, because like you said, you also need to rest and also to have time for your family, for sure. And you've been, pretty much like you've been a top player. I believe also it wasn't easy to be also far from your family. And people think that sports it's easy life, but it's not at all. So in terms that, do you believe that, of course, your experience as a former player was also helping you to develop your work that you do at the moment, but do you believe that to be a general manager or a sporting director is fundamental to being practicing the sport, or is not necessarily a demand? It's possible someone that never practiced football to be a general manager or to be a sporting director.
Honestly, it helps.
Yeah,
it helps, but it helps until medium level. After that is not possible. If you are in the professional leagues, be a football ex football player will not help you a lot. Okay, help you to understand that training sessions start at 9:30, and you have to be in the dressing room 1 hour before. But and okay, you need to lunch and you need to dinner and you go to the hotel. Okay, but after that will not help you, because you need to know about the regulations. You need to know how get able player to play. Because the people think, okay, here Benfica are playing now against Arsenal. How that players get available to play today? Okay, they have an inscription in Europa League or the UEFA or in the football Portuguese league, but how is that works? And people then don't imagine how many papers that we need to
exactly. So
need to fill it.
Yeah, the legal part is very important. So probably it's more important, like the knowledge and also the education that you had in terms of the studying that you've been doing, than properly the football career that you had. Of course, it's important, but maybe not so much important. So anyone that can study can develop that kind of work. So we are almost finishing, so of course you could stay here for much longer. It's always interesting to learn from you. So how do you see the role of general manager in other countries? We know that general manager and sporting director, it depends on the country. It's not we don't have like a standard position. So in some countries we have more general managers, others we have sporting directors, others we have managers that have more wider responsibility in terms of signing players, for example. Some others they have less. So how do you see the role that you have, not only in Portugal? Because I think, as far as I know, there are not so many general managers, if you can call it. There are sporting directors, But is there any league or any country that you see as a reference for you?
As you know, the president figure is it was important in the okay, still important, but it was even more important in the last years. I think we are changing about this kind of thinking, about these thoughts. So the better leagues are, I think, the better. You need to get the target in the better leagues like Spanish league, French, Italian, English, and then there you can see that you have a lot of this
this role and
these
good
positions.
Yeah, exactly.
So
and if the leagues are more competitive, it means something, no?
Exactly.
If we can choose who to learn from, it's better to learn from the best, no?
Yeah, that's the point. And when you hear about changing general managers or sports directors from one club to the other club, this is a proof that people are available to changing, for the new changes, for the new possibilities, and the clubs are introducing the same way as the companies, the best companies. The clubs are available to change this way of thinking, because when you talk about marketing, when you talk about financial guy, okay, you are talking, when you talk about a lawyer, you are talking about specific departments.
Yeah.
You can't control that. I can't control that. I need to ask to my lawyer, look, give me your opinion about this. I need to get my some in the marketing is different. The marketing sometimes, most of the times, they propose you, look, what do you think about that? Or sometimes I can tell them, look, if we do this, they are the specialists, Nuno. So I think this is the way you need to improve. This is the direction. This is my direction. This is the direction that I think is the best direction to take.
Yeah. So you need to have some notions about it, but of course to leave to them, the expertise, and to be also open to learn from them. You can suggest new ideas, and you are also open to listen those ideas, but you need to leave
the point. That's exactly the point.
Yeah, you need to leave the
they
things.
They propose you a lot of things that put you thinking, and sometimes you stop and said, oh, did this guy take this from where? They put you thinking
what is good. It's always good to be surrounded with people that have ideas, and even sometimes when we think an idea doesn't make any sense, it's always good to share it, because even a small detail can be important, and you don't learn the things from the same book, so as the same, you don't learn everything from the same person. So I think the trick is to learn a bit from each one, and sometimes even in football we learn from people that don't know nothing about football. Sometimes,
exactly.
You can be learning with someone on the street, or just give you an idea, because sometimes we assume that we know everything, and we don't. Is a continuous process, and that's it. And to finish, I have two questions for you. That one is about position of general manager. I'm a fan of American sports in NBA, and not only, but most of all NBA. I don't know if you watched the film Moneyball with Brad Pitt. Yeah.
Long time ago.
Okay. You enjoy?
Yeah.
So do you think the role of general manager in baseball, in that case, it can be similar to football, or football can learn? So people inside the football industry can learn also with American sports, because of course in that aspect they are much more ahead, and that's why the leagues have the competition is much bigger. Many things that we can learn. Even it's like a show. When you go to a match, there is like a show. It's an entertainment show. So do you think, also based not only in the film, but I also have the book, what is very interesting, if you never read, it's interesting. There is no Portuguese version, but there is in English. It's interesting. So do you think football can also learn with those kinds of sports? And especially we are talking about your position of general manager, or not?
No. My opinion,
Yeah.
in my opinion, I think we are in that way.
Okay.
I think we are in that way. Of course, if you are in the if you are in a top league like NBA or baseball, that you need to manage millions.
Yeah.
In that situation, of course, you have different things, different positions and different points that are important in your business. Speaking about the Portuguese league, if you hear the directors, the Liga Portugal directors, or the Federação Portuguesa de Futebol directors, this is industry.
Yeah.
You need industry. To be a big industry, you need to sell it.
Yeah.
Somebody need to buy it, of course, right or no?
Yeah.
So I think that people are have this position clearly, but the clubs, some of the clubs are not don't have it clear.
Yeah.
And of course, when you have a budget with 100 million euros, is not the same budget when you have 10 million or 5.
Yeah.
So you cannot one of the things that I learned in the university, one of the most important things, you need to compare what is comparing.
Okay. What
you
can
understand?
Yeah, of course.
You will compare what things that you can compare. I cannot compare this bottle with one bottle with 1.5 liters.
Yeah.
This is a small bottle. So
but you can do the best you can with the one you have. But
exactly.
But the thing is, do you believe, and you touched the very
but sometimes to do that you need instruments.
Of course. Of course, I agree completely. This is you touched a very interesting point, because, for example, for me as a scout, sometimes clubs come to me, oh, we don't have a budget. But even if you have a lower budget than other clubs, you can always, let's say that you have a certain budget, you can get the best players up to that level, Why, if you can get the best ones up to a certain point, even if it's the players that are running out the contract, if you check them, you can choose the best ones. Of course, if you have a bigger budget, you can open a bit more your horizons and hire players from better leagues, better qualities. Of course, that's true. but it's the same like you were saying. If you are professional and if you have the best ones that you can surrounding you, you are closer. But in terms of, for example, the American sports, most of the teams are franchisings, and like you said, also in here in Portugal, it's a business. In the old times, football clubs were run by presidents that were like people that were coming from a background from another different industry, and they are running the football club in the same way that they are running, for instance, for example, a textile company. They are running the same way, and it's completely different. Do you think it's easier to work on a club that is like a franchise with an owner, that in the end of the day, the owner, of course, is not gonna, when you are the owner, not the president, that you are elected. So when you buy a club, of course, in the end of the day, let's say, for example, giving an example of one of the first owners of clubs, or Abramovich at Chelsea, for sure is not going to be happy if the things don't go well, because it's his money from his pocket that is going somewhere, And sometimes when it's presidential way, the things doesn't happen in such a clear way. Do you think the future of football will be the clubs to have owners and to be franchisings, or not?
I think the number one target is the sports results.
The performance. Yeah.
The sports results, the sport performance. So this performance will give you a support to do everything.
Okay.
When you get that, it's easier to get more money from outside. You get more money selling one of the good players that you have, and then you have the financial performance that is also very important, because they are both in the same line. So we have a good financial situation. We can give more budget for the football players, for the football technical staff, and then you are closer to get good results. And I think this is the way you need to think. I need to prepare to be a good, not perfect, a clear financial situation within the club, and then give the possibility to get good performance, sports performance, and then you will get the results for sure. But in the first way, you need to prepare all these situations. You need to prepare, as I told you in the beginning of our conversation, you need to prepare the important departments. Okay, you cannot. It's not possible for you to get one professional scouting department. Okay, for sure, even if you have a small budget, you will get the opportunity to pay to one guy to sometimes give you important information.
Okay, that leads me to my last question that I was going to ask you, and you already answered. What is the importance of scouting for you inside football, and if you believe that is crucial for the future of the industry and the success?
Yeah. Scouting, we can discuss a lot about scouting. Scouting give to the clubs a great way to changing the way of the football leadership.
Yeah.
Because with the scouting you have the possibility. Okay, you know that you have the different tools now. You have platforms that give you information from all around the world. But even if you have the best tool,
You need someone to
you need eyes.
analyze.
You need eyes. You need to smell. You need to understand sometimes some. You need to tell. You need to understand sometimes some movements. Some.
You need to understand. Sorry. Go on.
Some important things that the normal people don't see it.
Exactly. But even statistics, even the platforms that exist, you need someone to be there to check and to take the information out, because the information is so much. You need to, all the data that you get. So you need to understand how to work that data, and you also need to understand how the player, the performance of the player in the current moment and also in the future. And many people sometimes think scouting is only about hiring players or to say yes to good players, but sometimes it's more important to say no to bad players also, because if you are going to sign a bad player, it's going to be can be ruined for the club.
In a bad player, you'll spend the money that can pay a good scouting during 1 or 2 years, for example,
or more. I know a club in the first league in Portugal that they hired a player. In this case, was a player that they hired. They signed the player, and after 6 months, they sold the player, and that was enough to pay the department for 10 years. And we are talking about one player. So if you do, of course, scouting also makes mistakes, but it's gonna reduce the margin to those mistakes. It's gonna bring down that part. So the mistakes. But like you said, one player can. A bad deal, or even if the player behavior, because it's something also a scout can analyze. The player can, if you sign the wrong player, it can even compromise all the team. His behavior inside the changing room, for example, his mentality. It can compromise many things. So like you said, I think scouting department is only one of the few departments that can pay itself, because it makes decisions that are very important, because usually where the club spends more money, it's on buying players and selling players. When they get the big profit is when they sell good players. So do you understand when the clubs say that they don't have budget for, at least like you said, to have one person on the scouting department?
No, I think the problem is that the people are seeing that as a cost, not as an investment. And okay, I can spend 10,000 euros per year with one department. Okay, but if you get a mistake signing with one player that cost you 20, for example, and after 1 year you need to get rid of them. So
maybe what he earns in a month, it's enough to pay the department for 1 year.
Exactly.
So that's a perfect end for our conversation. João, thank you very much for being here with us. Thank you for sharing. The doors are open for you anytime you'd like to come back. I wish you all the best. I'm sure that that Trophians will be on the place that should be, that already was in the past, and for sure it will be in the future, and with you, and you are doing a great job. Thank you very much, and I hope you enjoyed.
It was a pleasure for me. I apologize about my English, but I try my best.
Yeah, the ideas passed. So what matters is like the ideas that you were willing to share. So thank you guys also for watching. Share with your friends and watch again. And thanks again. Bye. See you next time.
Ciao.